Our unconscious need for acceptance runs so deep, and I am going to make a very broad brushstroke now by saying that all of our seeking in spirituality is an attempt by our mind to find commonality and acceptance. We think that if and when we align ourselves with a common belief, whether that is Christianity, whether that is Orthodoxy, whether that is Judaism, whether that is Zen Buddhism, whether that is the New Age, every form of spirituality is, in fact, the spiritual bypassing, because we do not radically self-accept ourselves for our true, authentic self. Because the fear to be radically yourself and not being accepted by a group is so deep and so unconscious that we don't even know that we keep realigning ourselves with new tribes, with new interesting beliefs, new interesting sources of knowledge. But all of these things just skirt along the surface of the conscious mind. They are clever distractions that keep us from truly coming home, keep us from truly being vulnerable in our vulnerable self, right? All of these different interests still serve as a conscious what's the word now? A conscious pretending of being smart, of being knowledgeable, of being spiritual. It is still a mask. You are still shaking in your boots if your true self, without all the spiritual makeup and even the literal makeup, without that creating your persona or even your spiritual persona, you would be terrified to be your true self. Those wounds of not being enough are really deep. And again, I call all spiritual practices the spiritual bypassing of truly being the innocent children that we are. But because we as a child were so mistreated, we had to conform to the consensus, the collective consensus to belong, to be accepted. So conforming to an ideology or a belief system or a spiritual practice has become our default coping mechanism. But we're not in our true self. I don't care if you follow A Course in Miracles or the non-duality teachings, you're still escaping through your logical mind. I don't care if you are a Stoic. All of that just points to the fact that you are afraid to show up as the little boy or the little girl that is deep inside of you. So, all spiritual practice is the coping mechanism of the conscious mind to bypass your soul, to bypass your subconscious, to bypass the true version that is huddled in the basement, waiting to be discovered, waiting to be loved, and waiting to be radically accepted right? Without having to conform to accepted spiritual paths, to blend in with the ascended masters, right? You're still running away from your core self. And your mind still has you in delusion and illusion. Be as little children is harder than we know. You have to do your shadow work. You have to visit your little orphan on the inside and address all the fears, all the shame, all the guilt, all the things that made you not accepted. You have to accept yourself for that version.